The next one that we have for the SoCal Sumo Countdown, Breakdown, come around. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's going to be Junta versus Joey Springalingaling. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Both coming in the featherweight division. One person coming in with basic awesome sumo. And then the other person coming in with basic awesome grappling. Which one will prevail? Who knows? Who's going to smash? I don't know. Is there going to be Sapari? Who knows? Is there going to be somebody throwing a chair into the ring? I don't know. Who knows? Anything can happen. Everything can happen. That's why I'm here. That's why I got this passion. That's why I have lost my soul. Enjoy.
Right. So we got Junta from Waseda, and we have Joey Springalingaling. This is the featherweight division. Two gentlemen under 77 kg. Junta came all the way from Japan, and Joey is an all-around wild man jumping out of planes and all kinds of craziness. Also, Joey is a seasoned grappler in judo, jujitsu, all of those things. Junta is in college and also on the college sumo team. So let's see how it goes. All right. So just checking out their angles, you can already see that they're both within however their Tachi is going to be, right? I think that they both have a fairly good stance in there. You can see a little bit more muscle definition from Joey, but that doesn't always say everything. There's more technique in spirit than it is physicality in sumo, which sounds absolutely crazy to say. So as they start again, we can see a little bit of that East versus West style, right? And when I say that, it's not as like us versus them kind of mentality or anything along those lines, but your practice is going to kind of dictate what you do. So I said before that Junta is a practitioner of sumo in Japan. So he's coming out with two hands. Oh, that's not the right tool. Let's see. Oop. He's coming out with two hands to push the body. Joey, on the other hand, is coming in with more of a wrestling style, so he's going for an arm drag. And I think that honestly, arm drags are underutilized. You do see them in sumo, but the emphasis of the arm drags in sumo is pretty low, where in other like Western style uh, wrestling, there's more emphasis of hand fight, right? Especially in the world of jujitsu and judo and all of those things. Um, and I know that I said jujitsu and judo as Western, but just deal with me here. All right. So as he starts, he has like a classic arm drag position, right? Let's clean this up just a little bit. Let's zoom in here. So a classic arm drag position with the left arm over, right arm in, and then from there there's a pivot. It's almost identical to the one that Genji and Mike did, right? So once they square back up, this is the moment where I think that Junta might have been just a little off because there's too much time rooting. Boom, from there before he he pivots, one foot hits, the other foot comes. I think that the match would have been completely different if he would have planted here. So if we're looking at this foot here and this foot, right? So if instead of that step that offsets him, if he would have just started pushing from there. Now, that's hard, and there's a moment of like fight and flight that you kind of have to deal with in sumo, and there is a recollection of yourself. Um, so during this moment, I think he took too much time to reconnect himself. One of the factors that could be is that he's used to training on clay, competing on clay. This is a foreign ring to him. All right, so as he comes back up, immediately you can see that Joey starts a couple little snap downs, seeing where his body position is. You can tell that that would be beneficial too, especially at this point. If we get rid of this, let's go ahead and add in an angle here. So the I like to think of this as the center line of the hips. You can't use the feet anymore as this. So you use the center line of the hips, and then there's a space right here that he has nothing really controlling himself. Now, his quad could activate as a pillar from that, but it's a good idea for Joey, who's looking at this position, to start worrying about that snap down, like trying to add that into the balance. Now, what can happen from there, which happens most of the time, the snap, you start for a little snap down, it doesn't work, but it gives you the other, right? Is action reaction. So a little couple snap downs with the club, and then from there, straight into the hand fighting and a pass of that arm again. Notice that pass of the arm, right? Pass of the arm to the collar tie, and then from there, the posture never really reconnected, right? His hips kind of betrayed him because his hips went away as his head was down. This same body position was from here and ended up getting him here. Very fun match.
Yeah. Look, everybody yelling freedom, but instead it's got a chain on the neck. We was talking revolution, say you're paying for a check. We was marching for a change, but they puffing up a debt, huh? Do you dance, viral on the internet, huh? We lost it. Ultra colonizer, history, they tossed it. Met you and your brother, cause they puff it up for conflict. Said we still enslaved, and they said I'm talking nonsense. Wait, but that nigga gotta eat though. So you on your grind, chasing paper till your feet swole. But it's silent till you weep. You got PTSD, brother dead in the street. Newsflash, move past Nine's name obsolete. It don't matter, stay distracted and forget him in a week. Mama still crying while we sculling up.
Damn, son, where'd you find dance?